video is going to be 3 hijab tutorials using Georgette and Jersey hijabs. So the first tutorial is using this gorgeous brown Georgette hijab from Kashka. This material is perfect for the summer. I start off by just putting it on my head, one short side, one long side, and then creating a curve and throwing it over. Now the problem with Georgette scarves is that they don't always give full coverage. I'm wearing a black thick top here, so I've got coverage already, but if you're wearing a blouse or another top, it can be difficult to style it with a Georgette hijab. But what I do is I take the longer side and I tuck it back underneath to give that extra chest coverage. So I'll do the hijab how I just did it, how I just showed you. I will pin it into place, and then the long bit of fabric that I normally tuck in, instead of tucking it in, I will take it back and I will pin it, and that gives that extra chest coverage. And then obviously you can tidy it up or neaten it up as you need to, and you can pin it into place. I don't normally pin, I just use the one pin because that's me and I can never find any pins, but obviously you can pin it in more places than one if you feel necessary. Now using the same scarf but this time in a black colour, I'm going to do a very, very simple style. This is literally super easy for those lazy days. Just putting it over my head and throwing it back, and basically you're done. This gives good coverage at the back as well, because it's longer, flowy, and it gives coverage at the front, and it just looks super chic and super elegant, and it just takes 2 seconds. Now finally moving on to the Jersey hijab. I love Jersey hijabs for creating volume. They're great if you haven't got any pins because they stay in place and they don't move. So instead of creating a curve, I'm creating a point because it's harder to create a curve with this material. As you can see, I'm struggling. It's like the longest part of this style. But once you get it right, or even if you don't get it right, you can throw it over and then adjust it afterwards as and when necessary. I'm keeping one side super short and one side really long. And once I've thrown it over, I tuck in the short side, sort out my point, and I will knot the long side just so that it's got an extra feature to the scarf. So I'll show you how I knot it in a second once I've got my point sorted. Good thing with Jersey hijabs is though, once they are in place, they don't blow. So if it's a super windy day, always go for a Jersey hijab. And then finally just gonna notch that in place, and voila, you are done. It's just super easy, super simple. That's what the little knot looks like. And then I'm gonna pin it into place, but like I said, you don't really need to. And there we go. If you like this, make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button.